Era beats killing the music of the track down.
Yeah. What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team? Give it up. Well, here we are on a Sunday evening after the game. And we're going to call this one here Cowboy Huddle Reaction Rewind. Reaction Rewind, because there are some reactions, football junkie. I don't know about you, but there are some football. I got to turn my other light on right, bro. I'm a little dark. Yeah, we're doing this on the fly, man. We usually don't do these on Sundays, but I think we need to get over here, Football Junkie. Let's talk about it a little bit. So let's give it up for Football Junkie for taking some time to hang out with us today. So let's get right into it, man. Let me know what's on your mind, brother. How you feeling right now after that? Man, I don't know what you want to call that, bro. 44-19 score. The New Orleans Saints are now 2-0. The Dallas Cowboys are now 1-1. So how you feeling right now, brother?
I'm feeling right now, really, I'm still up in the air about the situation that took place today. It's just week 2. Like I was telling you earlier, it's just week 2. They can also measure where they at. New Orleans hit them in the mouth. Not only hit them in the mouth, they hit them in the jaw. As they said, oops upside your head. We're going to oops upside your head. That's what happened.
Say, hey, you're right. You know what, man? I did a video and I was on a podcast the other night, man. Well, matter of fact, last night, I was telling the fellas on there, man. I said at first, I wasn't really worried. In the early in the week, I said I wasn't really worried about the Saints because they played the Carolina Panthers, and the Panthers are who they are. But as the week went on, I kept saying, I was like, man, this is going to probably be a strategic game. Mm-hmm. I said it's going to be one of those games, and I said this, Football Junk. I said this is going to be a game about which defense can stop the opposing team's offense. Right. And we saw it firsthand that our defense could not stop their offense. And their defense stopped our offense.
Right.
So it was exactly what I had said, man. I thought we was gonna be in there and in the game and try to hang in there. I said, okay, we got down the field, we got the field goal. And I said, as long as we can continue to move the chains and get it in striking range, we'll do something. But what did you think, bro?
Yeah, I agree with you. That game was a situation where everything was won in the trenches. It was won in the trenches on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. New Orleans whooped our ass in the trenches. It took us out to the shed and gave it what we supposed to got out there at the shed. A pure D raw bone ass whooping. If you can't accept that, something wrong with it.
So, with that being said, who do we lay the blame on, man? Is it the players or is it the coaching?
Coaching.
Yeah.
First and foremost, coaching.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because first and foremost, I say coaching because we already know the tools that New Orleans have over there, minus the Kubiak guy. We're not too familiar with Kubiak's play calling.
Kubiak, right?
Clay Kubiak got his opportunity, and he's showing you what he can do. And when you get a young man that comes in as an OC, that OC is a pitching tool for head coach down the road. So he commanded a strong attack against the Cowboys defense. Our offense faced a veteran play caller on defense from New Orleans. And he did what he's supposed to do. Take the cage. And he shook the cage. We have zero running game. uh, to alleviate the passing attack. Uh, I'm ready for Brandon Cook to come to the stage. I'm ready to see
Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook. Oh, excuse me, Dalvin Cook. I'm ready to see Dalvin Cook hit the stage because I know this guy right here. He's no, oh, you can't arm tackle him, and you got to chase this dude. He's physical. He catch the ball out the backfield. Zeke will be a complimentary to him, not him a complimentary to Zeke. Dallas is no complimentary to Zeke, and Zeke is no complimentary to Dallas. So therefore, Deuce Vaughn, I see you on practice squad, homie.
I mean, what was that? What was this game plan, man? On this offense, you put the little lightweight Cavante Turpin to do the little flare. What was that? I mean, and then Zeke pretty much didn't see the field to about the fifth, sixth series. So I'm like, why we got Deuce Vaughn in this game? How like they had him in the game? I mean, what was that? How do you come up with that? I mean, what is they thinking on that? Because that really didn't make sense to me. I understand we're still trying to find a spot for this guy, and like I said, it was a great story, but dude, this wasn't the time. This just wasn't the time. But it just seems that they come with this game plan and they stick to the game plan.
Man, all I can say is this: we ain't got time to be playing Rudy. This is not Hollywood. We ain't got time to be playing Rudy. This is not Hollywood. We don't need no Rudies. This is pro football 2024. All right. You have your success stories and you have just your subline stories. Those one subline story. You subline the foot to the practice field. And that's where you need to be on the practice squad. We don't have time to be playing no games. We're not playing marbles.
No.
We're not playing marbles. We're not flying kites, nothing like that. We're coming with fighter jets and real deal pilots in this
Strategies, bro.
situation.
Strategies.
Strategy. Because if your pilots are not ready to dogfight, they're gonna get shot out the sky. And that's what happened to the Cowboys today. They got shot out the sky.
Well, I think, really football junkie, and don't pay attention to what I got under the bottom of my name, because that was from last week. I just didn't take that off. Like I said, we doing this on the fly, man. So a
Okay.
lot of stuff, yeah. So don't listen. That right there, don't pay attention to that great start for the Cowboy. That's from last week. I just left it up. But here's the deal, man. I think we have the weapons to play the game, but our generals are making
Marginal play calls.
yeah.
They're making marginal play calls.
Let me pull this up before we go any further. Let's go ahead and get into this box score, bro. We scored God almighty. New Orleans scored 14 points in the first quarter. We scored 3. New Orleans scored 21 points in the second quarter. We scored 13. New Orleans scored 6 points in the third. We scored 3. New Orleans scored 3 points in the fourth quarter. We scored absolutely 0. That's what I said.
That's not winning football.
That's not winning football. And when
Not
we
winning
go to
football.
the overview, yeah, you're right. So Derek Carr was 11 for 6. Bro.
Say it again.
11 for 16 with 243 yards, 2 TDs, and one. Dude, he only threw 16 times.
Who was this?
Derek Carr,
And how many yards?
243 yards with 2 TDs and 1 interception. Wait a minute, let me get this. Let me say one more time.
So these are chunk plays. We got hit up. We got hit with big plays.
Chunk, bro. This dude threw the ball only 16 times and ended up with 243 yards. Now, look at it. Dak had 27 of 39, 293 yards, 1 TD, and 2 interceptions. And we can say 1 interception wasn't his fault. We can't truly say that, but that other one, he just gave it to him, man. We know we turned over on downs on 4th. We was in the red zone, man. And I labeled this title again, More Meat Left on the Bone again. Give it up. Because we couldn't score.
You know that first interception was a chance to tighten the game up before halftime.
Yeah. Well,
It was an opportunity.
That's Jalen Brooks. He's fought, dude. Where is Jalen Tolbert? I thought he was our number 3 receiver.
He made a couple of big plays.
Did he?
Yeah, he
He
made a
was
couple of big plays.
okay.
He did. But as a whole, uh, Cowboys are not utilizing their tools because Turpin should be a weapon that's out there for exposure. Uh, Tolbert, C.D. Lamb, Brooks. I mean, if they use the formula right with what they have, because good coaches know how to use what they have and make the most out of them. Because when you start thinking about New England Patriots, they didn't have no explosive type of football players on their offense. They most explosive players on their offense was their tight end
Yeah.
and subsequently a running back or two they might have,
Yeah. No
uh,
names though. They were all no names.
no names. And if you can take a no name and make him a brand, what you doing over here in Cowboy Nation? I mean, come on, you
Well,
got this, you got Turpin. He's 5'7", and he's
160.
a
So what?
blur. He's a blur. All you got to do is create something that's gonna get him in open space, and he
You
gonna
know,
do the rest.
I said this here too, football jock. I said, maybe we have gotten to that point, man. We know Mike McCarthy's been here for some time. He's been in the league for over 30 years. Mike Zimmer's been here pretty much about 30 years, man. And I look over this other side. Big shout out to Dennis Allen. He's a native from LD Bell. So let's give it
Yep.
up for him at least on that. He's from LD Bell, man. And also a Debo.
Debo.
Yeah, he's from the neighborhood as well. So it was good seeing them guys, man. But when I look at McCarthy and I look at Zimmer, and like I said, I know this is only the second week, man. But and I look at this other sideline, Kubiak, Clint Kubiak is a young guy. He's a young
Yeah.
cat, and maybe, and we'll see. It's just the second week, and I did say I did a video earlier there. I say no repeat of no repeat, no second week repeat, and I was referring that to we did the same thing with
Arizona.
and we
Mm-hmm.
did the same thing. It was another early game. Some about these 12 o'clock games. I don't know if they have curfew the night before or they think they can party and show up at the game the next day. But bro, I'm gonna tell you something. That's exactly what we did. We did another repeat of the second week of last year. But I'm
Okay.
saying that to say maybe the game has changed. And maybe Mike McCarthy and Mike Zimmer, and I know we was giving them kudos last week, but maybe the game has passed them up. And I'm gonna say this when I say more meat left on the bone again, because if you look in the Cleveland game, the second half, we didn't get in the end zone. It was all field goals.
Okay.
It was all field goals. And then this week we only had one scoring touchdown. One scoring touchdown. That's a lot of meat left on the bone. So we have a problem.
So right now, technically, we only have one scoring touchdown for the season.
Well, no, now we did score in the first half against Cleveland. We
Cleveland,
did.
yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah,
did. I think we had 2 or 3 in the first quarter, in the first half. Second
yeah.
half, we didn't score any touchdowns after that.
So last 6 quarters, we
We got the one, we got one by CD, but it's not we having a hard time getting in this end zone, man.
and that's the storyline for last season.
That's the same storyline. I was on Cowboy talking crazy with Cowboy Corner last night, and the question was asked: Do we keep the marriage going between Dak and Mike McCarthy?
No,
Now that Dak is signed, do you go ahead and sign Mike McCarthy?
no,
And I said, I said I can't answer that until after the season, but you're already saying no.
no.
But it was also mentioned that, in which Cowboy Corner said basically, he has helped Dak to get where he is. So who would you go out and get if you replace Mike McCarthy? So that's just the scenario. That's how do we go about dealing with this, because we're having a hard time getting in this end zone, man.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Jerry dug a hole by giving Dak that contract because even if you do go and get another coach, somebody, Jerry ain't gonna get no younger coach. Youngest coach we don't ever have, Jason Garrett.
Jason Garrett.
Jerry's not just to go get no young coach. He's gonna have somebody that's gonna have more of a listening to him than bucking him
That's
when it
gonna be the
comes
problem.
to. That's gonna be the problem, and that's gonna forever be the problem because if Jerry say, okay, I'm gonna go get a younger coach, more innovative mind coach, and see what he'll do. Uh, that coach is not gonna want to deal with that.
Well,
Dak's stuck in his ways now.
so you think Dak has reached his ceiling? There's no more room for
There's
improvement.
no more room for growth with that. So we still seeing these first two games. We still seeing last season, previous season, the season before that. We still seeing it. That is not just a growth. He's at the plateau now. He's done petered out. That's it. This is what we're gonna have right here, right there.
So I asked the question to the guys last night on Talking Crazy. I asked the guys, I said, how much of this, and we were just going off of last season, and now we're talking about this season. How much of this can we blame as far as our failures in the playoff, or just overall? Can we say that this is Mike McCarthy's fault or Dak Prescott's fault?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna break it down in thirds. I'm gonna break it down in thirds. I'm gonna say 40% Jerry, 30% Mike, and I'm gonna give the other portion to Dak.
I don't know. You say that again. You said 30 towards
I say
Jerry.
40 to Jerry, 30
Yeah.
to Mike, and I get the other 30% to Dak. Because
Okay.
let's just look at something. Let's look at something. Aaron Rodgers got Mike McCarthy fired for a reason.
What reason?
Because Aaron Rodgers outgrew Mike McCarthy's game style.
Yeah.
And it was not compatible to what or conducive to what he was capable of
He was
doing.
able to do it right.
Yeah, he was able to do more than what Mike McCarthy was calling.
He was handcuffed.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's
So
why that man ended up out of Green Bay.
so what you wait? So you say that? So what you trying to say? Dak done outgrown?
It's a probability. Maybe another coach could take Dak to another level. Maybe.
But
If you're a true student of the game, you open for growth.
here's the thing, though. I think Dak has done his best up under Mike McCarthy. Would you say that? I mean,
But okay. We have seen Dak do his best under Mike McCarthy, but a lot of us feel like Dak can do better.
I don't know about that.
A lot of people feel like Dak can do better. If Dak is put in a much better situation, schematically, who knows?
But no, I see. I that's where I have a problem at, because Dak, you got the weapons.
He
You have
got
the
the
weapons. You
weapons.
got CD. You got Brandon Cooks. Your running game is subpar. But I don't know what they did with this running game today. I have no idea what the genius that put this together to rotate Rico and Vaughn, and I just don't get that. Then you got a little bit of Zeke. I just didn't understand how that played out early in the game. But again, it's looking at the overall situation. You got the weapons. You have the weapons to do
You
what
got
needs
the
to be done.
weapons.
So, Dak, what
You
is the
got the
problem?
weapons.
There's maybe Mike McCarthy said, "Whoo, I can't wait to get out from under that, because this guy just ain't catching on." That could be the
Man,
case too.
I mean, Mike McCarthy fizzed out in Green Bay. He done fizzed out here, man. His soda has no more pop
Yeah,
to it whatsoever. Uh,
yeah,
what I'm looking at from the game early point of the game is, man, New Orleans said, Dallas, y'all gonna have to show us he can beat us. Your
yeah,
play calling and Dak's play gonna have to beat us, and it
What-
didn't happen.
yeah,
That right there, them millions, those millions that was paid a week ago, 2 weeks ago, are wasted millions, because if you are who you say he is, Jerry Jones, that would have stepped up to that plate and earned that money today. Yeah, like I said, that would have, yeah, stepped
yeah,
up to the plate, either made it a real good stomp down shootout. They tucked their tail today, man.
I see what you're saying on that, football junkie, but I'm gonna say this here, man. Just like how we prepare for Cleveland, we have Cleveland number to where, regardless how good they were, it was nothing Cleveland could do against us. Guess what? What goes around come around.
It
That's
does.
the same thing Saints did to us. We might had a good game plan, but Saints had a great game plan. These
I'm
guys did the same thing
They
that
get
we
their
did to
homework.
Cleveland. They did to us. And I'm gonna say this because when I was looking at this, come to find out, the offensive coordinator, if I'm not mistaken, he was Minnesota's offensive coordinator. So
Hmm.
he knew how to play against Zimmer. So, and what they kept doing, they
That's true.
realized we cannot run up the middle. So what did
Hmm.
they do with this 4-3 that Zimmer ran, which kept the three linebackers inside? What did they do? They started running to the edges.
And lead block with Tyson.
That's right. And they pulled a guard or a tackle or whatever, and they found the weakness. And whatever they, as far as this defense, continue to think that Michael Parsons is a real, true defensive end is a lie.
That's a lie. He's a
He's a
linebacker.
linebacker.
He's a
He
linebacker.
becomes. I understand you now. You can use him in certain positions, but he's a linebacker. You need a big body that can seal off that edge, and we did
Yeah.
not seal off that edge, none at all.
Mm-mm.
They scored on damn near every possession that they have. I think they punted one time, if I'm
One
not mistaken.
time. Yeah. Yeah.
It's something how this has changed. Last week we was like, "Woo, man, we beat man," and here we are now. It's like, but we're fanatics. That's what we do. So
And,
they can say
and
what
the
they
thing
want to say. That's
about it,
what we do.
the thing about it is, you neutralized one of the top 5 defenses last week.
You did.
You neutralized one of the top 5 defenses last week. Uh, we can't say too much about Cleveland's offense, because everything Cleveland did in their offense last season was up under Joe Flacco. The best they was
Yeah,
last season was under Joe
yeah.
Flacco.
Wow.
I take Joe Flacco with the Cowboys right now.
Mm.
That
Yeah. So that's where we are. Let me share this with you about this running game. Rico Dowdle 7 carries for 30 yards. Wait a minute. Zeke Elliott 6 carries for 16 yards. Deuce Vaughn 4 carries for 11 yards.
so all together they composite about 50 yards rushing. What the
I
heck
give,
is that?
I give him about 65 yards rushing, bro. And that's including Cavante Turpin for his 2 yard run, and Brandon Cook, well, he had a negative 3 yards. So, bro, what is going on with this running game, man? Is it the running backs, or are we to where it's looking by stats? We did not run the ball much. Well, we couldn't because we got so far behind. We couldn't run the ball, so
Mhm.
we had to throw the ball. So I guess that's the reason why. But that's where we were. Also, CeeDee Lamb had 4 receptions for 99. I mean, for 90 yards. Jalen Topers had 6 for 82. Luke Schoonmaker had 6 for 43, and Rico Dowdle had uh 4 for 29, and Brandon Cooks only had 2 catches for 19 yards. Wow. You just went dark, Brent. Football junk.
Yeah, I know. My light, natural light, had the natural light going.
Oh, okay. But so back to the drawing board, my guy. Again, more meat left on the bone again. We continue to drove down the field. We relied on our kicker once again. And once again, we get down there in striking distance and we turn it over on 4th down. And we give the ball back to them. They throw an interception. We get the ball and we throw the interception right back to them. So there definitely is a problem with eating the meat off the bone because we're leaving too much meat on the bone, brother. And we have a problem of how do we get in this end zone?
Man, look, all I can say is this is a testament of who we really is right now. This all this is a testament of who we really is right now. I've throughout history, whenever we played the New Orleans Saints throughout history, that right there, that game is almost much more of a heated rival than the Philadelphia Giants and Washington 49ers. That New Orleans game fall in the category with all 4 of those teams right there.
Yeah.
Down. And at one time we were the king of the South, and New Orleans had a problem with it.
Yeah.
And so, hey, New Orleans is willing to wear that badge right now. We beat the Cowboys until the next time we play New Orleans. And the Cowboys look like junior varsity football team today.
Yeah.
Literally look like a JV.
Yeah, we just totally got our coach. I mean, we can blame the players, but our coaching philosophy was trash, man. Today it really was trash, and the coaching have to take a lot of blame on this because number one, they didn't make any adjustments, and it just didn't work. It stunk. I didn't like the fact that Deuce Vaughn was in the backfield so much. I mean, what is he bringing to the table? I didn't like the fact that we didn't pay DeMarvion Overshown like we did last week. Why wasn't DeMarvion Overshown in the game? So I don't know where they got their game plan and who helped them strategize this game plan, but it did not work, man. So I guess we go back to the drawing board. We got Baltimore Ravens next, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this here too, football junkie. My expectations are right here. Yeah, that's pretty close to the floor. So anything above that, they're doing okay, But I'm not putting my expectations up here anymore. I'm going to keep them down here, and I'm just going to take it game for game, brother. And that's why I'm gonna have to do my evaluation like that. I'm not making no predictions of what the season gonna look like. We got to take this game for game. But again, another 12 o'clock game, another loss, more meat left on the bone again by our Dallas Cowboys. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and cut on up out of here, man. Football Junkie, I appreciate you coming on as always, brother. You always bring content and everything. And everybody down below, we appreciate you being a part of this channel. Do me a favor, make sure you hit the like button, share button, and hit the subscribe button and also the notification button so you will be notified when the next video is posted. Like I always say, stay safe and be blessed. Deuces.